Hi, this is Rudy Jones of PalmettoStateBaseball.com. Welcome to the South Carolina College Baseball Recap for Saturday, May the 2nd. There were 17 games involving state teams played on Saturday, including a lot of tournament action. But we're going to get the regular season D1 games out of the way first because that's just the way I've got them listed. Sorry about that. Over at Clemson, the Tigers scored 11 runs in the first inning and cruised to a 14-4 run rule victory over Boston College, number 20 Boston College, evening that run series with a run rule win. Tigers are now 27-20 overall, 7-16 in the ACC. BC fell to 35-15 and 17-9. That 17 wins do set a school record, or those 70 wins set a school record for BC. Nate Savoy and Luke Gaffney had back-to-back home runs in that 11-run first inning, and Michael Sharman allowed 6 hits, 2 runs in 6 innings as Clemson cruised to the win. Go for the series victory tomorrow. Down in Baton Rouge, South Carolina just really continues to be anemic on offense. They got beat 6-1 in Game 1 of a split doubleheader against LSU. They were trailing 7-1 going into the top of the ninth in Game 2, got 2 runs in, lost the game 7-3. So the Gamecocks have now lost 4 straight games. They are 22-26 overall, 7-16 in the SEC. They dropped back behind LSU in the standings. LSU had lost 9 straight SEC games coming into the weekend, so they got 2 wins today. The Bayou Bengals are 27-21 overall, 8-15 in the conference. Like I said, they moved back ahead of the Gamecocks. For USC in Game 1, Parker Marlatt had 2 shutout innings. He struck out 3. And in Game 2, Tyler Bach had a home run, went in the first inning. First game and the second game were pretty much similar. Carolina got a run in the first of Game 1, did not score again. Got a run in the first on Game 2, did not score until the 9th inning when it was mop-up time. But again, anyway, Gamecocks lose a pair. Also, Johnny Sweeney hit his 31st career home run, and it was a grand slam and helped lead USC Upstate over Gardner-Webb by a score of 12-4 to clinch a Big South Conference Series win. Sweeney's home run moved him past teammate Grant Sherrod for the career homers record. Drove in 6 runs, I believe I mentioned. Upstate is now 21-26 overall, 10-10 in the Big South after snapping a 9-game losing streak on Friday. Gardner-Webb fell to 21-26 and 8-12. Also for Upstate, they had a nice game from Troy Bentley. He had a single, a homer, 2 runs scored, and 3 RBI. Elsewhere on Saturday, Winthrop scored 4 runs in the 8th inning and clinched a series win over UNC Asheville with a 10-6 win. It was a nice seesaw game until the Eagles got that 4-run inning. They're now 30-17 overall, 13-4 in the Big South. They're in first place. And UNC Asheville fell to 17-30 and 5-12. For the Eagles, Colin Crowley had a single, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI, and Cade Norton had a home run. Excuse me, I get a drink to get my throat straightened out. Dr. Pepper Zero, good stuff. Anyway, also in Spartanburg, Mason Snyder pitched 5 innings of shutout relief, and Jackson Light, his RBI single in the 9th, lifted Western Carolina to a 3-2 win over the Terriers of Wofford, and even that SoCon series. Western is now 30-17 overall, 11-6 in the conference. Wofford fell to 31-16 and 9-5. For the Terriers, Cullen Condon pitched 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, and he struck out 6. Trevor Lucas had 3 hits and drove in 4 runs as UNC Wilmington evened its series with the College of Charleston by a score of 7-5 in Coastal Athletic Association play. The Seahawks are now 26-19 overall, 14-9 in the CAA. The College fell to 21-24 and 11-12. Lucas had a 3-run homer as part of a 4-run 6 to give the Seahawks a nice 6-run lead going into the latter stages. For the College, Dylan Johnson had a couple of hits, and Ethan Plyler had a single and a home run. Elsewhere, Game 2 of the Coastal Carolina-Georgia Southern Series down in Statesboro was postponed. They now have a doubleheader scheduled for noon Sunday. And the Citadel's home game against Presbyterian on Saturday was also postponed. They're going to make it up as part of a doubleheader, but it's at PC at Clinton. First pitch is at 1 o'clock. They'd already been scheduling this as a Clinton, Charleston, Clinton series, so they're just going to go ahead and play 2 in Clinton on Sunday. Elsewhere, in Conference Carolinas tournament, Josh Fowkes hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, and number 1 seed North Greenville never trailed as it eliminated Francis Marion by a score of 11-3 up in Gastonia in the Conference Carolinas tournament. Fowkes and Thomas Powell had 3 hits apiece. C.J. Dean had a homer, a double, and drove in 4 runs for the Trailblazers, who were 45-9. Francis Marion ended its season at 42-12. Earlier in the day, Charlie Bussey singled and homered as the Patriots stayed alive by beating UNC Pembroke. That score was 7-3. Excuse me about that. And also, North Greenville had a win earlier. They scored 4 runs in the 8th and 1 in the 9th to rally past Mount Olive to win that game 6-2. They're trailing 2-1 going to the 8th. The Trojans fell to 29-21. North Greenville tied the game on a bases-loaded walk. Then Landon Peavy had an RBI single, and Joe Cash added a 2-run single as North Greenville pulled away in that game. In the Peach Belt Conference, Lander improved his winning streak to 11 and beat Columbus State by a score of 4-3 in the Greenwood sub-regional, if you will. The Bearcats are now 33-18. They scored 3 runs in the 8th inning to come from behind. They come from behind. Columbus State had scored 2 in the 8th to go up 3-1, but then Lander tied it. They got run number 2 and run number 3, both on wild pitches, when Cooper Backman was up at the plate, and then Backman hit a sacrifice fly to give the Bearcats the lead, and they held on to the win. Also in the Peach Belt Conference, Yariel Diaz and Blake Martin drove in 2 runs apiece as USC Aiken eliminated Georgia College. That score was 7-4 also in Greenwood. The Pacers are now 36-16, 22-27. And they were supposed to play Columbus State on Saturday night. They moved that game to Sunday because of weather issues. In Junior College Region 10, Scott Henry homered twice and drove in 4 runs as USC Lancaster survived an elimination game by beating USC Salkehatchie. That final score was 12-2 in 5 innings. Excuse me. Also in the Region 10 tournament down at Lexington, the USC Union Bantams rallied. They were down 4-1, then came back. They tied. They scored 2 runs in the 7th and 4 in the 8th, and won the game 7-4. Garvey Person had a 3-run triple to give the Bantams the lead. USC Union is now 31-23. Sumter ended its season at 35-20. Excuse me. Both Lancaster and Union will be playing on Sunday. More details on the schedule later. In the South Atlantic Conference, Newberry scored 3 runs on bases-loaded walks and 3 more with the help of Carson Eman-Ayers on a 7-run 3rd inning. Those 3 runs are the first 3 runs of the game, by the way. And the Wolves won that game 8-2 over Carson Newman to advance to Sunday's championship round against Wingate. The Wolves must win twice over Wingate to advance. Ian Hawk pitched a 7-inning 3-hitter as Coker run-ruled Lincoln Memorial by a score of 11-1 to advance to the Sunday portion of the my mind has gone blank. I'm sorry. Newberry is not in the championship round. That game was postponed. They were supposed to play Lenore Ryan later. They're going to be playing Sunday. Again, I'm just winging this with no script, and sometimes you can tell. Anyway, Ian Hawk pitched a 7-inning 3-hitter, and Coker run-ruled Lincoln Memorial by a score of 11-1 in 7 innings to advance to Sunday's championship round against top-ranked Catawba, or top seed Catawba. For the Cobras, they had got 3 hits apiece from Luke Alford and Peter Adams. Earlier in the day, Cooper Mitchell allowed 2 hits and a run while striking out 7 in 6 innings when the Cobras beat Mars Hill by a score of 4-2 to advance to that game against Lincoln Memorial. Elsewhere, outside the state in the ACC, Wake Forest completed a series sweep of Louisville 7-5. Number 14 Florida State took a doubleheader from Pitt 10-1 and 8-5. Notre Dame clinched a series win over Stanford 10-7. Virginia Tech clinched a series win at Cal 6-2. NC State took the rubber game of its series with Miami 12-7, and number 3 Georgia Tech evened its series with Xavier 7-5. Of course, that's a non-conference game. ACC standings: Georgia Tech's 19-5, North Carolina 17-7, BC is at 17-9, Florida State's at 14-9, Miami's at 13-11, Wake Forest is at 14-13. At 500 are Virginia at 12-12, NC State at 12-12, Virginia Tech at 13-13. Pitt and Stanford are 10-13. Louisville's 10-14. Notre Dame is 10-16. Duke is 9-15. And Clemson and Cal are tied for 15th place at 7-16. In the SEC, number 5 Georgia assured itself of a series win over Missouri with a 13-3 win. Number 10 Mississippi State evened its series with number 4 Texas 7-4. Kentucky clubbed Tennessee for the second straight day 12-2 to clinch a series win. Number 24 Alabama wrapped up a series sweep of Vanderbilt 8-5. Number 17 Ole Miss evened its series with number 22 Arkansas 11-4. Number 25 Florida beat number 15 Oklahoma 10-5, and number 8 Auburn swept a doubleheader from number 7 Texas A&M 18-5 and 5-4. Well, how about the SEC standings? Georgia's at 17-6, A&M and Texas are at 14-8. Mississippi State is at 14-9, as is Auburn. Alabama is at 13-11. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and Florida are all at 12-11. Kentucky's at 11-12. Tennessee's at 10-13. Vanderbilt's at 10-14. LSU's at 8-15. South Carolina's at 7-16, and Missouri is in last place at 4-19. Let's take a look at the schedule for Sunday, if you would like. We'll go with the D1 games first. Of course, they're all not tournament games. Coastal Carolina and Georgia Southern play a doubleheader at noon down in Statesboro. Winthrop's at UNC Asheville at noon. The Citadel plays Presbyterian for a doubleheader at 1 at PC at Clinton. Western Carolina Wofford in their series in Spartanburg at 1. College of Charleston's at UNCW at 2. Gardner-Webb's at USC Upstate at 2. Boston College is at Clemson at 3 o'clock. I'm sure that's probably on the ACC network or one of the ESPN channels. And South Carolina and LSU also play at 3 o'clock. In the Conference Carolinas tournament up at Caramont Health Park in Gastonia, North Greenville and Belmont Abbey play at 1 o'clock. The winner plays Young Harris at 4. And if Young Harris wins that, the tournament's over. If North Greenville or Belmont Abbey wins, they would play another game on Monday. In the Region 10 tournament down at Lexington County Baseball Stadium, Gaston College and Florence Darlington Tech play at 1 o'clock in the winner's bracket game. USC Lancaster plays USC Union at 4:30, and then the Lancaster Union winner plays the Gaston College FD Tech loser at 7:30. The Gaston FD Tech winner advances to Monday's championship round. In the Peach Belt Conference tournament down at Dahlonega, Georgia, Flagler's at North Georgia at 1 o'clock. If Flagler wins that game, they'll play another game at 30 minutes after game 1. If North Georgia wins, they advance to the conference championship series, and they will be hosts of that. Down in Greenwood, USC Aiken and Columbus State play at 3. In Game 5 winner, USC Aiken or Columbus State would play Lander at 6. If the Game 5 winner of either USC Aiken or Columbus State win, they would probably have to play a game on Monday. If Lander should win that game at 6 o'clock, the Bearcats advance to the championship series. In the South Atlantic Conference, Coker is at Catawba at 1 o'clock. If Coker should win that game, they will play another game 30 minutes later. And they're going on to Newman Park in Salisbury, by the way. If Catawba wins the game at 1 o'clock, they advance to the championship series, which is going to be in Asheboro, North Carolina. I believe it's called McCrary Park. Over at Wingate, Lenore Ryan and Newberry play at noon, and the winner goes on to play unbeaten Wingate at 3 o'clock. Similar to the other game I mentioned, if Wingate wins the 3 o'clock game, that portion of the regional is over. If Wingate loses, they'll probably have to play another game on Monday. In the SIAC tournament down in Luther Williams Field in Macon, and this is just total guesswork, I cannot get any kind of cooperation out of the conference. But from what I've been able to figure out, it looks like Miles and Morehouse are playing at 9 o'clock. Savannah State and Benedict are playing at 12:30. Spring Hill is playing Edward Waters at 4. And the winner of the Savannah State-Benedict game would play the Miles Morehouse winner at 7:30. Again, don't hold me to that, but I can't get any kind of help from the league website. They put out an update on Fridays, rain out about 1 o'clock Saturday, so it's just tough finding out what's going on there. If I get out any more information, I'll put it on PalmettoStateBaseball.com or on my X handle, which is Palmetto Base. But for now, that's the South Carolina College baseball recap for Saturday, May the 2nd, and the schedule for Sunday, May the 3rd. I hope if you're a believer that you'll be going to church somewhere on Sunday. But for now, this is Rudy Jones of PalmettoStateBaseball.com saying good night. Jesus loves you.